Hey guys, it's Autumn Rain with Beyond the Record, and today I have Jersey native singer and songwriter Felicia Temple here with me today. How are you doing today, Felicia?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I love when people from Jersey are on the podcast, so already great vibes. Uh, so, how did you begin your start in music? Like, what put you in that position where you wanted to start music?
I grew up in a musical family. And when I say a musical family, I mean everybody sang, played an instrument. It wasn't a choice, it was just something you did to the point where I was just telling this story the other night. When I first went to school,
Hmm.
that was when I realized that everybody doesn't sing. It was
Really?
like, what's going on here? Like I joined the chorus, so, the elementary school chorus, and I was like, what's happening here? I thought it was a normal thing. Uh,
Hmm.
and I was like literally humming on key, I'm told, before I could talk. Like to the point they looked back in the car seat, like, oh, okay. And I always, always, always wanted to sing. I remember my mom asked me when I was 6, so what do you want to do when you grow up? And I was like, I want to sing. And if I can't sing, I'd rather die. And she was like, don't say that. And I was like, that's all I want to do. But my dad is a Jersey soulful house artist.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, so he was doing house records, and my grandmother was a cabaret singer in the city in the 60s. And I actually still have her permit where you had to have your face on a picture with your fingerprint saying that you were licensed to perform in New York City. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God, that's so cool.
And her name was Shirley Temple, funny enough, but she was Black.
Really?
Yes. Her name was Shirley Temple. Yes.
Oh my, that is so cute. Oh my God, I love that. Oh my God. I love that. That is so, so cool. Like, especially coming from like all the interviews I've done and people who've come from musical families. I think it's so dope because I feel like a lot of times from like half and half of what I've been hearing is, some families will really support you when you pursue a musical aspiration versus like some is really hard to convince. So for you, was it like easy just telling your parents and stuff that you wanted to pursue music?
Interestingly enough, even though my dad was a house artist, my dad was always still had a regular job because he had 4 kids. So like you have to work. So my dad taught me the importance of being realistic. Like you could be the most talented person in the world. He's like, I'm telling you, I know some of the most talented people in the world, and one wrong thing happens and it doesn't work out the way you want it to work out. So you always need to have something that pays your bills. So he instilled that in me. He's like, I want you to take every opportunity, but please make sure you get a degree, a certification of something that nobody can take away from you so you can always pay your bills. My mom, um, so my mom who raised me is technically my stepmom, but I would never call her that. She's my mom. She's raised me since I was 5. Uh, she is not a musician of any kind. So she was more like I had kind of the chatting, the chatter of a deal possibly happening when I was in high school, and it was please, please finish your high school degree. That's all I'm asking you. And then I had a full academic scholarship to go to nursing school, and there was another deal on the table. And she said, please just go to college. Like she was so worried. And those deals actually ended up falling through before I could even like really make the decision of what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
So my mom was always more like, please just get a job, do the normal thing. My dad is more like, you can go to school anytime, take the opportunity while you can. So I feel like I got a really good mix. My uncle made music all the time. It was the only thing I ever knew him to do. And my uncle and my aunt went by the group name Temple and Conway, and they were the first artists ever signed to Jive Records.
Really?
Very first. And when Jesse Jackson ran for president in the 80s, they were like his campaign song. So it's like it goes way back. So my aunt would like vocal coach me. I'd be at my uncle's at the studio. So it was just something that you did. With my dad, it was like you can come to the studio, you can come to Brooklyn late night, but you got to have your homework done. And you can't complain if we don't come home late at night because you got school in the morning. So like I became my dad's kind of ride or die.
Oh, I love that. That is, oh my God, that's so precious. My parents aren't musicians at all, they're teachers, but my dad's also a track coach. So I would in the summer sometimes we would like my siblings and I would go to him with track practice and everything. I would help both my parents like set up their classrooms and stuff like that. It's like really cute when you can like be a part of your parents' careers, I think. In a sense, especially with you, because that's really what you wanted to do too. So
Yes, out of my dad's four kids, I'm really the only musician. My sister sings exactly like me, but has no interest in doing it. And
oh
my little brothers are just not musical. Uh,
wow.
so, every parent says they don't have a favorite child. I am my dad's favorite child. I just know it. Nobody can tell. And I'm the only lefty, and he's a lefty.
uh,
We're two peas in a pod.
ah. That's so cute. So, who are some of your musical inspirations? Like, who did you look up to? Who did you listen to when you were growing up?
Mariah Carey is my number one. I love her.
Yeah.
But I had some very interesting people that influenced me, and it's kind of a mishmash because of my grandmother. A lot of Nancy Wilson,
Mm, okay.
like American jazz standards. Barbara Streisand,
Mhm.
that was another big one. Prince,
Oh yeah,
huge. The
yeah.
first thing I got of his, when mind you, I was a teenager, I was in high school and I was blasting his One Night Alone concert, disc 1, 2, and 3. Those are like a Bible for me. And Donny Hathaway,
Mm.
those are like my like ultimate, and it's really a mix of things. People would be like, when I'd pass by in my little putt putt car in high school and they hear Barbara Streisand's Broadway album, they're like, huh? Uh, What interesting mix.
But that's what you like. You can't help what you like. I absolutely love Mariah Carey. She's amazing. She's just like her vocal skills are just like one of the best in my opinion.
And
Like,
her writing, like she actually says
true,
that she's a writer before she's a singer.
true.
And the fact that she's wrote all of her number ones is like incredible to, and people get on her about this. They always joke like Mariah Carey's vocabulary, like in her lyrics, the words that she uses. I definitely was like a kid looking in the dictionary, like, what does this mean?
Yeah, that is so true. And I'm like biased too because we share a birthday, but I'm just like, I love Mariah Carey. Like,
And you're a lamb too. Yes.
yes,
Another lamb from New Jersey.
yes, yes. Love Mariah Carey down, always, always. So I want to talk about a pivotal moment in your own singing career, and that's when you were on season 12 of The Voice. So can you just take me back to your auditioning process and why did you decide to sing All I Can Do Was Cry, which is one of my favorite songs. It's amazing.
So it's interesting. I never had any years before I did The Voice.
Mhm,
I think maybe when it was on season 1 or season 2, an
mhm,
executive friend of mine said, I want to get you on this show. This is so now I did season 12. So that tells you it was a few years before that.
mhm.
And he got me in with a private audition with the casting company. I did it and nothing happened to it. I don't think I made it to like the executive round. There are so many rounds that people aren't aware of that happen like prior to what you see on TV.
Oh, wow.
So I never thought any more of it. I moved on with my life. And in 2015, actually, they reached out to me. And they said, we're done actually with our auditioning process. But we saw you on YouTube singing in Russia because I had headlined a few shows in Russia, like just on my own. And they said, we think you're incredible. Can you come? Like just straight to the part with the chairs. And I declined because I was on chemo.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's interesting because, they're here to make good TV. So for them, they were like, well, what can we do to get you to say, yes, we can move your treatment to LA. Like we'll do whatever. I declined them twice. They called me a third time and my dad said, no, this doesn't happen to just anybody. Like maybe this is happening for a reason. And at the time I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. I was finishing chemo. I had had major abdominal surgery So I really wasn't doing anything music wise. I was just trying to get better. And my dad's like, maybe this is happening for a reason. Like maybe you should go give it a chance. And I did. And you give them kind of a list of songs that you'd be comfortable singing, and then they choose the final one.
Oh,
So
wow.
I guess they thought that was the right fit for me. And then the rest was what you saw. The rest was history, what happened on TV. So
Wow. Okay. That's really interesting that that process, like as viewers, we do not see any of that. And like honestly, I'm so happy. Like, where are you right now? Like you're getting better and everything like that in terms of your cancer and everything.
I am officially, as long as I go for my scans in the next couple of weeks, it'll make 10 years of, actually, by next year, it'll be 10 years. This year will be 9 years of like free and clear scans, which is like great news. Maybe they'll let me go 2 or 3 years before I need another scan if this one's good.
I love, oh, I'm so happy. That's so amazing. One of my friends was diagnosed with cancer a couple of years ago too. And like right this year is going to be her fifth year in remission. So like that's really close to my heart. So I'm really happy everything is going well with you. So
Yeah, that's wonderful for your friend. It's always good news to hear people fighting cancer.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. What so back onto the voice and everything. So what were some notable lessons that you learned from being on Team Alicia Keys? You're just talking about her off camera. We love her.
Uh, I was really glad to see her musicality up close. So behind the cameras and even on the camera. So I was really fortunate. So during the time that we were filming this season, was the time, I'm forgetting what the name of that album was. It was in black and white, and her hair was really big and she was to the side.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm blinking too.
And it had that song Illusion of Bliss on it.
Mhm,
Uh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and Blended Family and all that. It had that, it was that album. So literally the week she released it, like we were just all in the studio and I got to tell her like in person, I love the album. She's the reason why I started playing piano.
Right.
So when Songs in A Minor came out, I didn't play piano,
Mhm.
but my dad had got someone to give us a free baby grand. And I already knew music theory because I took theory classes. So I understood how to read music. And I literally sat down and learned how to play piano. I got her lead book for Songs in A Minor, the one with the sheet music. And that is how I learned to play piano. So it was a very the full circle moment, meeting her and kind of seeing myself in her. I always felt like she was like my long lost sister. Being a kid, I was like, we're both mixed. Her name is Alicia. My name is Felicia. Like I thought she was so freaking cool. And that's why in high school, everybody called me Felicia Keys because I would sit and play the piano and sing, and I would sing her stuff. So it was definitely a full circle moment. And to watch her working behind the scenes, working on the music and, trying to figure out the best way for us to, perform these songs and in our battle rounds, it was really cool to witness up close.
Wow. That is so cool. We have so many similarities now, like because she's the reason why I took piano lessons when I was in elementary school. I loved Alicia Keys. I still do. Like that, but she's the reason why I chose the piano over the guitar. And my sister took guitar lessons and we'd go back in our shared room and just like teach each other what we learned from the different classes. And it was kind of smart on my parents' part because they didn't have to pay for two.
There you go.
Right, for both of us to learn the same instrument, we would just like teach each other. So that is so great. And you got to meet her. Wow, that's amazing.
I
That
remember when I was leaving the show the first time, because they did so many, there were so many episodes. It was like the running joke. They would eliminate me, then somebody would bring me back. They would kick me off one team, then they would bring me back. And I remember I was traded off to Blake's team, and
Mhm.
she ran up and hugged me. Like when I got eliminated that time, even from Blake's team, she ran up and hugged me like goodbye. So it was like a good, it was a good memory to have. Yeah.
No, that's so great. That is amazing. I think that show, especially I love talking to people who have been on those type of shows too, because I feel like you guys know live performers as well. Like obviously you were literally headlining tours in Russia, but it's just like which is really cool. So the fact that you can like take everything that you learned to you have another like another like part of your resume to bring out too as well, like being on those type of shows and being in front of such a huge national audience as well. So kudos to that. That's amazing.
Learning TV is what you really learn is you come on there as a singer and you think that your superpower is your singing because wherever you're from, you're probably one of the best singers in the area that you know.
Hmm.
And then you get there to do TV, and there are so many other elements that go into making a TV show. They want to win an Emmy. So they have
Hmm.
stories to tell. They have, America's heartstrings to pull,
Yeah.
and they need a diverse mixture. So not every decision that is made is like, that's why people are at home looking at the TV like, what? How did that person win? They are not the best singer. This show is called The Voice. But there are so many more elements that go into it other than just your voice, right?
Mhm.
They need a pop person, they need a country person, they need a young kid, they need that one older person that's a standout. You need somebody with like the heartbreaking story. That's what makes good TV. So I
Mhm.
walked away feeling so much more knowledgeable of it isn't just, and that's a good lesson for the industry, period. It is never just all about your talent. Because if it was, how many talented people do you know? I mean, you can go to any church and somebody's going to outsing everybody that you see on TV. It's never
Mhm.
just all about your talent. And what you come in there with is the only thing you're going to walk away with. The funny story I always tell is that when I got kicked off, finally the last, it's like the live show. So I know I'm not coming back. There's no more saves. I'm finally done. And you go to wardrobe and, you're getting changed and everything. And you finally think you're escaping. And right before I walk out the door, there's the hairstylist. We need your extensions back. I said, not y'all gonna leave me bald too. Now you done kicked me off national TV and you're gonna take my hair. I said, golly, y'all, this is heartbreaking. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, you gotta sit back down in a chair. You're in your sweatpants, you're crying, you're upset, you done got eliminated, and they're taking your weave. I said, that's it. I'm done. But you did get to keep the clothes because they custom tailor everything for you. So all the outfits that I performed in my white jumpsuit and that red one I ended up giving away to somebody. But that white jumpsuit I sang in and the red dress I sang in and my black top, the black pants I still wear to this day.
No.
Yeah, so it actually worked out well. And their tailors, their wardrobe department is incredible. So it was like really fun. Yeah.
No, everyone looks great on that show, so I'm not surprised. But that's crazy. That reminds me of like America's Next Top Model when she would tell you to like tell you to shave your head, and they're like, "Okay, you're eliminated the next day." Girl, are you serious? Now I'm bald, and now when I'm eliminated, I'm sad. And like, are you serious? I gotta rock this new hairstyle that I didn't want in the first place. Like, come on.
Let me tell you, I was upset that night, but I could laugh about it now. I said, man, they know how to kick you in your low, not take my hair. I said, at least I thought I was going to walk out of here looking cute.
They're like, psych. Oh my. Oh my God. That is crazy. Thank you so much for sharing that experience because I think it is definitely one of a kind experience for sure.
Oh, without a doubt.
I want to get into your new album now, okay? Because A Soft Place to Land, I absolutely love that title. I love softness. I love, it sounds like something that is just when you've had a hard time and you're processing things, and then sometimes you really just do need literally that soft place to land. So, what was the inspiration behind the title?
So I just recently went through a divorce,
Mhm.
and I think anyone can relate, whether it's a divorce, whether it's just a breakup. Um, when you're starting to build your life and you intertwine your life with someone else, that becomes your solid foundation. You know that like that's home base for you to go back to. And when you break up or you divorce, you feel like, oh my God, where's home? All of a sudden, I sold my house and I'm in a new place and I'm like, this doesn't feel like home. And where is my other half? And nothing feels solid underneath me. And the title comes from figuring out through being in love to breaking up, realizing it's done, to going, okay, I'm single, what now? To trying to date, kind of making poor dating choices in trying to find that soft place to land, to finally come into the realization that like everything I was ever looking for was in me. And
Mhm.
I have to be my own soft place to land for me first. And learning like I'm the home that I was looking for or going out trying to find, you know? And as long as I'm solid and I'm okay, that's the foundation.
That is so true. That is so, so true. So I think a lot of times is you get so comfortable with someone and then it's just like you said, like you build your life around this person and you're making all these sacrifices, they're making sacrifices, doesn't end up working out. And then it's just like at the end of the day, you're always going to have yourself. And that needs to be a place where you feel the most comfortable because wherever you go, you're always going to be there for yourself. So I think that in itself is extremely beautiful. So
Yeah.
this project, it seems like it's deeply personal. What were some challenges that came out of creating this project, if any?
I think probably the most challenging thing was writing a line. Artists today, fans want to be a part of every part of your life. It's not like the old days where like somebody would put out an album every 3 years and you kind of maybe got some inside scoop, but maybe you didn't have any at all and you didn't see them. They want to be everywhere with you. They want to be in your kitchen. They want to be in the bed with you. They want to be everywhere.
Yeah.
So riding the line of I want to tell the story, but uh and with no other better way to say it, you want to keep it classy, right? I don't want to drag my ex through the mud. I don't want to be petty. I want to tell the pain and the heartbreak, but also kind of the joy and the fun of the story, without being so literal. So it was hard. It took me a while to write it because when I'm in like the throes of something and I'm like, oh my God, what's happening in my life? A lot of people can write, like they do their best writing at that time. Me, like the song I sang, all I can do is cry. Like I've got to cry it out. And, you know, the best thing you can do is live. And while you're living, I feel like it'll come to you. So I had to kind of move on with my life and say, all right, I know the songs will come. And also the project, I did this project with my dear, dear friend. His name is Obi Brown. And we did the entire project together. He's in LA and I'm in Jersey. And he's a very specific creative, as am I. So he's like, we can't do this project virtually. You have to come to LA. So we did as much as we could, either over the phone or he would send me records for me to write to. And I would try to make sure that by the time I had the next trip scheduled out to LA, that I had enough written that we could record. So finding time, he's touring, he's super busy as a musician himself. He's producing for other people. I'm working full-time hours as a nurse and trying to make this. So it was, this has been a while in the making, about a year and a half of the making. So yeah, it was a lot logistically just to get it done. Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry. Sorry, let me drink something really quick.
No problem.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna say that again. Wow, that's crazy because I think when you're in this industry, it's like you are dealing with like the opposite coast a lot of times. But the fact that like, you made that sacrifice to go over to LA with your already busy nursing schedule, it's just like proof that like you really wanted and needed this project to come out. So, and also back to your previous point, um, about just like being that place for yourself and how that you had to like take a step back for a second to like really collect your thoughts. Like you said, you don't want to bash your ex, but you want to like tell your truth and your story. I think that I'm very much like that as myself. And I think a lot of my friends, a lot of people listening to this right now can definitely, you want to keep it classy, but you got to speak your truth as well. And sometimes it's like hard to hear, but
Not to say that I definitely have some records that are not released on this that were like Petty Crocker. Okay. It was bad. And I was like, I listened back and I was like, I can't put this out. Like, I can't, this is not me. Like, I'm not this angry. So like, let me try to let me figure something else out. So that'll be like on a hard drive somewhere. But yeah, that's not to say I didn't write it, but to know like I I think the lesson I've learned is, in any breakup, two people always play a role. It's never just one. It takes two people to be together. It takes two people to break up. And I didn't want to focus so much on like, oh, what he did wrong. I wanted it to be about me and what my journey was through it, and also take some accountability for, I'm no angel either. So it was, yeah, I say, if you spend so much time focusing on what somebody else did wrong, you can't even see for yourself what you can do better for the next time, you know?
I do. I 100% agree. I think when you sit with yourself and you're just like, okay, not giving anyone excuses to do anything, but reasons why certain things happen and what you could have done better. It's like that's like the hardest part, I think. I think being hurt by someone else, at least I'm gonna speak for myself. Being hurt by someone else, it's like, okay, I can take that. But it's like when I looking back and I realize like maybe I wasn't giving my best self to the situation, like what I could have done better. Like I'm already hard on myself anyway. But then looking back, it's like, dang, I could have done this. I could have done this. I could have, like tried to make this work a little bit better. And I think that that is one of the hardest things. Like you come up like, dang, like you're not just the victim in this, like you also played a role too. And I think that's very mature of you to say that too, because you know how dating is nowadays. They don't think women take accountability for anything.
Listen, I have to say this because there's a particular song on this album and it's called For What It's Worth. And that is the song like where I take accountability. And Obi says that it's his favorite record on the project because he says a woman hasn't apologized since Anita Baker. I said, you know what? I'm sick of you. He said, y'all women never apologize. And everybody we play the project for will say, yep, he's right. Yeah, we need to save this because women sure don't say I'm sorry like this. I said, that is not true.
Not true. Not true at all. Like most of the women I know that I can call friends, they take accountability. Maybe it's a little too late, but at least you get to that point. A lot of times a guy, you told a guy you did something to them like in '07, there's still, I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong, but you did X, Y, Z. Like, why are we bringing this up? We're bringing up the fact that you did something wrong. Let's talk this out. Let's be mature about it. Like, come on. Like, we're all adults here. So I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I mean, we're a tough crowd, we're a tough crowd, but that's because I stand by my women. Most of the time, we're not wrong. That's why we don't apologize often because a lot of time we're not wrong.
Exactly. So, what do you want fans to get from this project? Like, what's your overall message that you want fans to leave with?
I want people to feel like they can be their own soft place to land. And as cheesy as that sounds, I was a serial relationship girl. Like this is the first time in my life I'm actually learning how to date as an adult because all my relationships have been long term. Like I was with my ex for 8 years. I was literally single for only 6 months. I was with the other guy for 4 years. And this is going back and back and back. So I never took the time to be that for myself. And realizing that, God really does give you beauty for your ashes, even in what may seem like a really difficult situation, something beautiful can and will come out of it. And for me, it's just been learning to love yourself more and give yourself a little more credit than you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's just like we were talking about, just like reflection. And I think that is a really big part of, the process. It's just like reflecting back and then, you see what someone did wrong, but what you did wrong. And then, like you said, just making sure that you are that soft place to land for yourself, if anything else. So I think that is 100% what people are going to take from that. So I love that. That was your answer as well, because that's what I was thinking. So where can fans follow you to get updated with everything? I know you're going to have a bunch of stuff coming out now that the album's out. So where can we follow you?
So you can follow me on all socials at Felicia Temple. On Facebook, it's Felicia Temple Music. But finding my music, it's available on all digital streaming platforms. So your Apple, your Tidal, Pandora, Google, Amazon, all the places, Felicia Temple, and at FeliciaTemple.com.
Thank you so much. It was so nice speaking with you today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a lot of fun.